Welcome to Web Microbiology, a podcast for Bio 204 at Allegheny College of Maryland. I'm Professor Kelly. Let's get started. Episode 15, Ecology and Nutrient Cycles. Hello and welcome to Chapter 25. I know we're jumping around a little in the textbook, but trust me, there is a method to the madness. This episode will explain how microbes directly affect chemistry and our environment. And that ties into One Health, or the idea that animals, humans, and the environment are all interconnected. Microorganisms are essential parts of environmental and global ecosystems, and microbial ecology is the study of microbes in their natural habitats. Life on Earth would not function without microbes. They are constantly recycling nutrients, breaking down materials, and moving elements through ecosystems, and that maintains balance that larger organisms, including humans, depend on. Remember from Chapter 2, we talked about carbon being the backbone of life. Almost all biological molecules are carbon-based. That's proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, and nucleic acids. They all rely on carbon. We also talked about how living things require nutrients and energy sources. And now we're kind of zooming out and asking, where do those nutrients come from and how are they recycled through ecosystems? Something important scientists have realized over the last few decades is that we massively underestimate microbial abundance and diversity, and we did that for a long time. Historically, microbiologists mainly studied organisms that could be cultured in the laboratory. Now we know that most microbes on Earth probably can't be cultured that way using traditional lab methods, and this is why the rise of genomic techniques or DNA analysis became so important. Metagenomics involves taking DNA directly from an environmental sample, like seawater, soil, or deep underground environments, and sequencing all the DNA present. Instead of growing microbes, first, scientists can identify organisms simply from their genetic material. This completely changed our understanding of microbial life. Projects like the Earth Microbiome Project showed us that microbial communities are incredibly diverse and exist essentially everywhere, in oceans, in soil, in deep underground environments, in hydrothermal vents, and even extreme environments we once thought were uninhabitable. And you explored the extremophiles of Yellowstone in your first essay assignment, or at least you will, as just one example of those extreme environments. Remember, I keep coming back to microbes are ubiquitous. They are literally everywhere. That's a main theme of this first couple of chapters. So one of the most important things microbes do in ecosystems is participate in biogeochemical cycles. These are just cycles that recycle important elements between the living organisms and the non-living environment. There are only so many carbon, nitrogen, or phosphorus atoms on Earth, and this recycling allows new organisms to continue using those elements. The two major cycles we're covering now are the carbon cycle and the nitrogen cycle, and what I want you to focus on is having a basic understanding of the importance and the effects of each of these biogeochemical cycles. So let's start with the carbon cycle. Carbon is essential because it forms the structural backbone of biological molecules. Photosynthetic organisms, including plants, algae, and cyanobacteria, take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and convert it into organic molecules. Remember that these organisms are autotrophs because they can produce their own organic compounds from inorganic sources. Then other organisms, including humans, consume those molecules for energy and metabolism. During respiration, carbon dioxide is then released back into the environment. You see, we've come full circle now. It's a full cycle. Microbes are critically important here because they are major decomposers too. They break down dead organisms and waste products and help return that carbon back into ecosystems. Fermentation and respiration both play roles in recycling carbon. Methanogens are archaea that produce methane gas as a byproduct of their metabolism. They're commonly found in anaerobic environments like wetlands, sediments, and the digestive tracts of ruminant animals like cows. Methane is important environmentally because it's a potent greenhouse gas more effective at trapping heat than carbon dioxide, so microbial metabolism can directly influence global climate system. And that brings us back to the idea of One Health. Environmental microbial activity can ultimately affect human health, animal health, and climate systems all at once. More on this idea in the next episode, but right now, let's move on to the nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen is another essential element because organisms need it to build proteins and nucleic acids. The problem is that even though nitrogen gas makes up most of the Earth's atmosphere, most organisms can't use atmospheric nitrogen directly. They have no way to take nitrogen from that gas. So specialized microbes solve that problem. Nitrogen fixation is the process where certain microorganisms convert atmospheric nitrogen gas into forms that organisms can use biologically, like ammonia. Some of the best examples of microbes that do this are rhizobacteria that live in the root nodules of legumes. That's in the roots of plants. And these root nodules are basically little microbial partnerships between the plants and the bacteria. The bacteria receive nutrients and protection from the plant, while the plant gains usable nitrogen compounds. This is also a great example of mutualism in nature. After nitrogen enters ecosystems, microbes continue transforming it through several additional reactions. Ammonification occurs when decomposers break down organic nitrogen-containing matter and release ammonium. That's the breakdown of proteins and nucleic acids. Nitrification converts ammonium into nitrites and nitrates. See this concept come up again when we do biochemical testing in lab. Then denitrification returns nitrogen gas back into the atmosphere, and that completes the cycle. Without microbial metabolism driving these transformations, these nutrient cycles would collapse. The big takeaway here is that microbes are transformers, capable of both converting elements from unusable forms into usable configurations for organic systems, and then decomposing those same elements back into the atmosphere. They actively maintain the complex chemical systems that support life on Earth. I'll see you back in the next episode where we'll talk about how microbes protect our water supply and tie all of this into the concept of One Health.